Hey there, we've got ratings for the daytime soaps for the week of July 13th. I'm just pulling it up so that I can give you the information. I'm getting this information from soapopera.network.com. They've got a lot of great content regarding the soaps and, soap opera news, daytime television news in general. And if you're interested in more information about the daytime numbers, you can go to soapopera.network.com. So we're going to start off with The Bold and the Beautiful. Among the four soaps, The Bold and the Beautiful. Now remember, four network soaps. Days of Our Lives is on Peacock, so we don't have information available for them. But among the four network soaps, Bold and the Beautiful saw the smallest drop in total viewers, down about 2,000 viewers from the previous week. That's not bad at all. They week to week, they basically averaged about 2.8 million viewers, which is a nice strong number for the show. It also had the largest year-to-year gain, up more than 296,000 viewers. That's really impressive for July. That's quite impressive. And it attracted more viewers this week than it had during the comparable week in 2024, up 263,000 viewers. And demographically, the show was basically on par with its week ago performance. So that's good. And its year ago performance, it was on par as well. So, relatively flat. So Bold and the Beautiful doesn't have a whole lot to worry about in the ratings department. They're on track really to be the number one soap in, I think, women 18 to 49 this year. So that's quite impressive. Beyond the Gates had the second smallest drop across the network, down 3,000 viewers, which is, it was basically averaging just under 1.7 million viewers each week. Still a decent number for a show in its second year. Including the week of repeats, this marks the show's 19th consecutive week of year-to-year gains among total viewers, with a streak that began the week of March 19th in 2026. Still very impressive. The Young and the Restless averaged more than 3 million viewers for the 25th consecutive week, a streak that began during the week of January 26th of 2026. Though it was down 32,000 viewers from the previous week. Now, that's a significant drop, but at the end, we'll talk about why I think these shows are seeing drops from week to week. Compared to the same week last year, the show was up 250,000 viewers. So again, going in the right direction year to year with significant gains. Over at General Hospital, it averaged more than 2 million viewers for the second consecutive week, but it was also down 30,000 viewers. So that's another significant number. It's hovering around 2 million viewers, still a decent number. I don't think ABC is particularly upset about it. The show was the only soap to see gains among women 25 to 54, up about 2% week to week. So that's pretty strong. And on Hulu, the show is performing well. It ranked among the top 5 shows every day in the service's top 15 today chart that you can see if you have Hulu. They show you what the top 15 shows of the day are. And, so ABC probably has really no issues in terms of the performance of General Hospital. The reason I think we're seeing year-to-year gains, which is really great, really strong. Week-to-week gains, I think a lot of the shows have been building to these big stories and these big climaxes and then the fallout. And I think that what we're seeing, one, is that some of the fallout has happened, and now the shows are they're not obviously not flatlining, but they're a little bit more steady in story, and to start building up telling some new stories that have are the effect of the other stories that had climaxed. So that's part of it. And the other part of it is remember, these numbers are from the middle of July, and it is still summer. And generally in summer, the numbers do go down a little bit. The fact that all the soaps are seeing gains year to year that's the headline. These week-to-week drops, I don't think anybody has anything to be concerned about unless it becomes a trend. And just remember, like middle of July, people are getting in some of their last summer vacations before kids head back to school and to college. Different regions start school at different times of the year. So there are some regions of the country where school is going to start sometime in August. So families are doing their last vacations in July, early August. Some college students are starting to get ready to go back to school. So there are some, vacations and things going there. So it would make sense that some viewership would drop that week. I don't think it's a big deal. I know 32,000, 30,000, those are big numbers, more significant than the 2,000 that we saw for Bold and the Beautiful and 3,000 that we saw for Beyond the Gates. But I think that understanding the longevity of those two shows, that they will most likely bounce back, and it shouldn't be a detrimental trend happening. Young and the Restless, on a good run, they announced that they've got new head writers coming in, Jamie Giddens and Dan O'Connor. Dan from General Hospital, One Life to Live, and I believe he was over at Days of Our Lives for a bit. Jamie Giddens was over at Days of Our Lives. He also wrote for Beyond Salem, the digital Days of Our Lives spinoff limited series. He also had his own show on OWN called Ambitions, and he's been a breakdown writer for Beyond the Gates for the past year, I believe. So I think he's been there a year. So congratulations to both of them. Jamie making history as the first black male head writer for a daytime drama. That's incredible. Congratulations. We're all proud of you. If you are a longtime soap fan, Jamie got his start as a co-owner and writer for the Daytime Confidential site that did a lot of daytime breaking news back in the day in the mid 2000s, early mid 2000s, and and he's just taken his career from there as a writer. So congratulations, this is huge news. Really looking forward to see what those guys are going to do over at Young and the Restless. But for the other three shows, in terms of ratings, I say we'll see as we get into the fall. I wouldn't be surprised if there still are a few dips in August as kids go back to school, as schedules get shaken up a little bit. People's schedules, not the television schedules, but people's schedules get shaken up a little bit, so they might not be able to commit to watching as frequently as they have been. But as we get into the fall season in September, I think we'll see that things will get steady a bit, and then we'll see a bigger bump as we hit daylight savings, and as we normally do when daylight savings hits, we generally see a rise in viewership. So congratulations to all the soaps for continuing to deliver compelling stories that are bringing viewers in year to year. That is fantastic news. I will be back with more Ed Talks Television and all the things. So just keep watching for videos.